it's just an example. Purdue losing to Fresno State is okay. We can still win the Big Ten West. But me,
Billy Napier gets fired. I'm just kidding.
really the best time of the year. I will be seated watching Red Zone for 7 hours on Sunday. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a new episode of Backyard Banter. Johnny, James, Tanner. We are back after a little hiatus. Frankly, most of it my fault. I moved back from Salt Lake, and then I went up to Chicago. I actually saw Tanner. And now we're finally back. Things are back to normal. And we're back ready to talk some NBA, some MLB, as we officially, and maybe some NFL draft. NFL draft was pretty crazy. But Tanner, you're a Pacers fan. They clinched yesterday. Your Cubbies are on top of the Central. How are you feeling?
Feel pretty good. The Chicago Cubs played the Pittsburgh Pirates last night, which meant it was their first game of the season against a team below 500. I didn't watch. I was checking the score, and there was no need for me to turn the game on. Part of it is the Pacers were on, but there was no need for me to turn the game on because there was not one moment in that game where there was ever a doubt that the Cubs were going to win. It felt nice to finally play a team that is not as good. And not on the same level as the Cubs. Honestly, I'm gonna say I don't think there's anybody on the level of the Cubs. I think Cubs are the best team in the MLB. I'm gonna say I think they are. They have the best lineup. They have the best offense. Their lineup is so deep. Their starting pitching isn't like on paper. It's not something that you're gonna look at and be like something that's special. But they just get the job done. Shota Imanaga's been pretty good. He had cramps last night, but he should be fine. Colin Ray has been the big surprise. Kind of one of those signings that you don't think about when they make it, and then he gets into this fifth starter role because Steele goes down, and he's been excellent. Tyone has been sharp, and Matthew Boyd from the Guardians, a really good signing so far. He has pitched very well against some of those playoff teams that they played so far. So their starting rotation has been, I would say, better than I expected it to be. Their bullpen has a couple of arms that I trust. Outside of that, it's pretty bad. So if the Cubs can get 5 or 6 out of their starting pitcher and have a decent lead, like you feel okay. But honestly, a 1 to 2 run lead for the Cubs just never feels safe. So that's the issue that has to get fixed. But I do think that the Cubs are the best team in the MLB. And as far as the Pacers go, I'm sure we'll get into their next series eventually. But I'm excited about the Pacers. It is a fun time to be a Pacer fan.
Yeah, man, the Bulls aren't in the playoffs, so all I've been doing is watching the Cubs. I mean, these series so far, I'm not sure if we're talking NBA or MLB right now, but I'm going to talk a little NBA just because that's kind of what I've been watching a little bit on the evenings, getting home and turn on the NBA games. I feel like the games have been pretty boring for the most part, in my opinion. I think this is what happens when you have the first series. You look at the Thunder Grizzlies. I mean, we've seen some absolute blowouts.
Look at the Thunder series. Look at the Cavs Heat.
Right.
It was the largest margin of a series playoff win in the history of the NBA.
Yeah,
it was just embarrassing.
It's insane. I don't think any of us thought that the Grizzlies or the Heat could ever win a game. Maybe.
Not two.
Definitely not the Grizzlies, because I said to these boys that I thought watching the Grizzlies, granted they were kind of put in a tough situation, but I watched the Jazz live, okay? And the Grizzlies looked just as bad as Jazz did. And I know Johnny watched the Jazz more live than I did, but boy, the Grizzlies were awful. And obviously I was referencing that other, 50-point loss. I mean, what was it, 40?
Well, the Grizzlies were up 29 in Game 3 and blew the lead, and obviously lost again in Game 4. James, I have a proposition that I think you'll love, Tanner. I'm interested to see what you'll think. I think every first-round series should be 5 games.
That's not even a question. They draw out the NBA. I understand it. Why not grab more money? I understand it. But, Johnny, we've been talking about it since a couple summers ago when I came and visited you.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about the NBA regular season lasting 82 games. And that feels good, right? But then we take the playoffs and we legitimately play it for 3 months.
Yeah,
like
you're 100%
April,
right.
May, and June. The NBA playoffs is going on, and we want to talk about like player longevity. We want to talk about player this. Like, then they have to turn around and they have to get ready right away. I understand this is their profession. We see in all the other sports, But in terms of fan, like I want to be excited for the playoffs, and I feel like I've got to watch these terrible series possibly go 6 games,
Yeah.
right? For the most part, they're not. But we get a few good series, right? Obviously, the 4-5 matchups are going to be solid. Pacers took care of the fraudulent Bucks, um, and excited to see that matchup. For Tanner's sake, I think the Cavs are going to win that series, but I'm excited to see what the Pacers can do against the Cavs. Obviously, Lakers Timberwolves. I feel like I've never seen a clear 6 seed beating a 3 seed. Like I knew that was going to happen. It's just I'm so kind of you guys know my hatred kind of towards the NBA. And one thing they can do to kind of get me to hop on board a little more, these first round series have to be 5 games. They have to be because there's no reason for the Celtics Magic to even go 5. I mean, frankly, I'm sorry, Johnny, but
No,
there's
you're
no
right.
reason for the Cavs Heat game to go 4. Like it's best of 5. These you're still gonna have 3-0 sweeps, but that's fine. We don't have to worry about it. But now my other thing is my gripe with the NBA, and again, I'm just gonna keep ranting, is we have some of these series that go 4 games, and then we have some of these series that go 7, and then they play each other. And now the team that played 4 games has 2 weeks off. I mean,
Yeah.
frankly, that's what it is because they give 2 or 3 games rest, and it's not set up correctly, and it needs to be 5 in the first round. That end of story. Make it happen. Could happen next year. Let's do it. But yeah, that's just my original takeaway from what's going on right now. Excited for the conference semifinals. I mean, don't get me wrong, but the first round's been boring. So.
Yep.
Tanner, you can go.
Oh, yeah, I would say I agree. I think that it needs to be 5 games. The Nuggets and Clippers is the only one that has a chance to go 7 in the first round. The Thunder they've been sitting there for what feels like 4 days resting already,
Yeah.
which is not right. And even for the Pacers last night, the Pacers had the game lost at one point, and I was like, this is fantastic. Now we have to go play on Friday, and the Cavs just are going to sit there and rest up. Unfortunately, the Pacers had a miracle win, and that's not the situation. But like the Thunder are going to be so much more rested than Nuggets or Clippers. You look at the Celtics, like if the Pistons go win a game 6, the Celtics are going to be way more rested than the Knicks or Pistons. And I agree. I think it needs to be 5 games because usually in the first round there's not a series that goes 7. If there is, it's maybe like one series. Usually they're all done in 5 or 6. So like,
Yeah.
I don't see a point in them being 7-game series. But I don't know. I guess the NBA makes their money with a 7-game series. If they're going to do a 7-game series, then let's move the season down to 70 games, 65 games.
Absolutely.
I also agree with that.
Play 62 regular season games. Like legit.
Look, the NBA should hire me. This is what they should do. They should start the season on Christmas, so you're not competing with the NFL because NFL is king. The NBA ratings came out for this weekend, over the weekend, and the games that were parallel with the NFL draft were way down. This was the second most watched draft ever. The first round got over 13 million people watching. That's more than anyone that watched any point of the NBA Finals last year. Just to put it in perspective, the NFL is king. I would avoid them as much as possible and go into July. There was nothing in July.
Yeah,
there is nothing in July except for regular season baseball, and only people like us love regular season baseball.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why you don't take advantage of that time. And if you're not going to take advantage of that time, more than half your league makes the playoffs now with the play-in. There's no reason why the first round series should be 7 games. It is criminal. Imagine we had a do or die game 5 last night in Denver, right? Imagine if the foul in the Knicks Pistons game cost the Pistons the series instead of there being a game 5.
Right.
Imagine when the Magic beat the Celtics in game 3. Now there's some pressure on the Celtics, right? And then, the Heat is a glorified G League team, so I don't even want to talk about them.
But yet they're always in the play-in, and they always get out.
In the play-in. Them and the freaking Bulls are in the worst spot you could ever be in professional sports. Not bad enough to be in the top 5 for the picks, and not good enough to make a real run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I would be frustrated if I was either one of those fans. But let's get to some predictions. Are we chalk here? Do we think either of these teams can mount a 3-1 comeback?
No. I don't. Not personally. No.
Tanner?
Uh-oh.
Did we lose Tanner?
He's frozen.
Uh-oh. Well, while Tanner gets reconnected, I agree with James, but I do think that the Lakers have a better chance than the Rockets.
For sure.
I think the Lakers win tonight. If the Lakers lose tonight, I I would be pretty surprised. And then James, while we wait for Tanner, maybe I'll text him real quick. He probably knows he's frozen, but I'll text him too. So do you think that the Clippers can enforce a game 7 and come back?
I do. I really do. Especially, game 6 in their home arena. That place was obviously incredible. That place looked awesome. Their first home game of the year
Into a dome.
the wall looked awesome. I was out with a Clippers fan actually, and he was talking about they don't know about the wall, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure everybody in the NBA knows about the wall now. But I mean, what an atmosphere! I do see the Clippers actually kind of making this. I do see this going 7. I absolutely do. I see the Clippers winning this game at home. And this is a series that good. I'm glad it's kind of going into a tie final game, but it could have been 2-2 going into 5, right? Like that could have happened as well. Like game 7 or game 5, it has the same implications. It doesn't matter. We played 2 extra games. The guys are more tired. I don't really care. But yeah, I see that series going 7 for sure.
So we have Tanner back. Tanner, do you think any of these teams that are down 3-1 could make a comeback?
I could see maybe the Lakers. I don't think they will. I think Anthony Edwards is like this. Hopefully, this doesn't get taken the wrong way. I think Anthony Edwards is like this generation's Michael Jordan. Is he going to have the career accolades of Michael Jordan? Probably not. Like it's probably going to be hard for him to win 6 championships. But in terms of having that mentality, that killer mindset, that dog mentality, and honestly, he's the best athlete on the floor every time, and he's very talented. Obviously, like he has so much Michael Jordan in him. It's actually like it's like how do you not watch him play, especially in the playoffs? Like he is. I think he's 8th in NBA history in points per game in the playoffs, and he's 23 years old. Like, I mean, he is unbelievable, and I think the Timberwolves or the Warriors, like, I think they're both going to win that series. I think that series is going to be fantastic. I think that's a series that's going to go 6 or 7, and then I think either team can win an NBA championship. I don't care if they're the 6th or 7th seed. Either one of those teams can win an NBA championship. So that is going to be a great series to watch. I think maybe the Pistons. Technically, they're down 3-2, but they were down 3-1. I think the Pistons have a chance to send it 7 for sure. I think it would be hard for them to win or hard for them to lose a second game at home. I think it's hard for the Knicks to win a second game on the road. So give me the Pistons to send it 7. I don't think they win it, but no. I don't think any team that is or was down 3-1 is going to come back and win. Maybe make it an interesting series, but not win the series.
And then do you have the Nuggets closing out the Clippers as well in either game 6 and or game 7?
I think the Nuggets win in 7. I think the championship pedigree is going to take over in a game 7. I think the Clippers win game 6. Awesome series, by the way.
No, it's been great. That's been the best series
TV.
100% the best. Like not even close. Like they're actually like really competitive basketball games that you enjoy watching, and that's what I love. That's why I watch playoff NBA, frankly.
Yeah.
So just for everyone at home, we're gonna go. I wish this was like March Madness where I could pick the team.
I know. I thought I was gonna be able to let you do it.
Yeah, but we have Thunder Nuggets right here, and then we'll have Timberwolves Warriors right here, and then the Knicks filling in the Celtics right here. So Thunder Nuggets in the second round. As you guys know, I was blessed to work with the Jazz this year, and I watched every single one of these teams live, except for the Cavs. When I watched the Cavs on TV, the Thunder are by far the best team I've seen this season, and it's not close. There's 7 through 16 guys on the roster beat the Jazz by 40, and the Jazz suck. I get it, but they scored 142 points. Like that's how good the Jazz depth is. Isaiah Joe, if I'm the Orlando Magic, I'm trading 2 firsts for him. Like he's incredible. The 3 times I've seen him play in person, I think he averaged 27 points. I'm like, this guy's an all-star. He's their 8th man, just to put the perspective of their depth. So I think Jokic could have. But the thing is that the Thunder have the size to match up. You have Holmgren and Hartenstein down low to deal with Jokic, and Gordon's more of a wing than a traditional 4. So I mean, I think the Thunder walk out of there in 5, maybe 6, because Jokic is good enough to win you 2 games.
Yeah, I agree, John. I think the Thunder are a lot better than the Nuggets. Or the Nuggets just won a championship a couple years back. They have the Joker. But you got to think about it like this. Like the Thunder already have a couple days rest on them, and it's going to be a little bit more. And like the Thunder are unbelievable. SGA, I love the memes of him always being at the free throw line. I think it's funny, but in the playoffs, especially getting to the free throw line is a pretty good thing, and that's what he does best. They have so many other guys. I think the Nuggets win 2 games just because I could see them stealing one on the road, and I could see them maybe winning one at home. But I think max it goes is 6 games, so I'm going to take Thunder in 6.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking the Thunder in 6, and I'm gonna give the Nuggets a couple games because they have that experience. And the Thunder, we said it last year. It was my takeaway from why I didn't love them last year. They're just really young, right? And I feel like at some point in these long series, young, being experienced will help you a lot. And so I do think they win a couple games in the series. I tell you what, for the Thunder, man, like SGA is unbelievable. There's no doubt about it. But Jalen Williams completely brightened my eyes. I mean, the kid is a stud. I mean, I remember watching him at Santa Clara, and it's like I didn't think he was going to be this in the NBA. No chance I did. Maybe I was way off, but he has been like the shining star for the Thunder for me this year. Like because we all knew SGA, right? Going into the year, we knew he was going to be a stud. Obviously, the memes on the free throw line, whatever. We all love players that get downhill and want to score. Shout out to Colin Cosme, never going in there to score a bucket, but to get to the free throw line. Yeah, Jalen Williams, man, he's been awesome. I think he's averaging over 20 points. He went off in the series,
He's fantastic.
and he's been a stud for them. So kind of excited to watch that matchup. It'll be a good one, I think. I think it goes 2-1 at one point to make it a little interesting, and then 3-1, then 3-2, and then they take care of it. But that'll be a good matchup. You get kind of an experienced squad versus a youngster squad that's kind of climbing up the ranks. So yeah, shout out to the Thunder, man.
So I have a take right now, guys. There's no team in the history of the NBA that has ever been in a better position than the Thunder are right now. They have a top 3 player in the NBA. They have 14 first-round picks upcoming. So if they wanted to, they could go trade for Giannis. They have the assets to go trade for Giannis. The only team that even comes to mind that have this type of depth is the Lakers in the 80s when they had the reason why there's a stipend rule in the NBA. You can't trade back-to-back first-round picks is because the Cleveland owner gave a first-round pick to the Lakers that turned into James Worthy. So that was the only other really thought in my mind. If the Thunder, let's say they win the title this year, and you look ahead, they have 14 first-round picks still upcoming. I mean, there has never been an NBA team that is more well-positioned in the history of the league than this Thunder team right now. And it is incredible.
Yeah, they did the rebuild right. I mean, shout out to everyone in the Thunder's organization. I mean, they did the rebuild right, and hopefully the Bulls can take some kind of notes. But yeah, I don't know.
Tanner, what do you think about that? Am I crazy?
About the Thunder?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, there's nothing else to be said. Like what you said is it's you're not wrong. Like they have the MVP of the league. You said top 3 player. He is the MVP of the league. They have a lot of depth. Jalen Williams. You got Chet Holmgren. I mean, Lou Dort. Love Lou Dort. But like
Caruso, man, Caruso,
Hartenstein. But they have an unbelievable roster. They're the best team in the NBA. They have the MVP, and then they have 14 first-round picks. Like
that blows my mind.
They can go out and get Jan. Like you're right. They can go out and get Jan. Like no, I don't disagree with you at all. Like they are positioned better than anybody else in the NBA. It's remarkable. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it in our lifetime, at least.
Never. We have not. But anyway, let's move on to Timberwolves Warriors. This would be a really interesting series because I didn't think that the Timberwolves had enough to go far in the playoffs because I don't know about you guys. I'm not a Julius Randle believer.
No.
And the Timberwolves got 2 insane Jaden McDaniels games, and I love McDaniels more than maybe anyone in sports media, but I did not expect him to get like 35 or whatever he did, like in game 3 or one of the games. It's all been a blur. I don't know if they get that against the Warriors, and I don't love this Warriors team either. But I mean, is there a duo you trust in the playoffs right now more than Steph and Jimmy Butler? I mean, just both big time performers. So I think this has a chance to be one of the best series in the playoffs this entire year. So I have the Warriors in 7, beating the Timberwolves and facing the young and mighty Thunder in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Timberwolves. I think Anthony Edwards is in the playoffs. At least he's the best player on the earth in the playoffs. You get that, like I said, that combination of that
That's
mentality,
crazy.
that athleticism, and that talent and that skill level, and you put those three together in the games that matter most when the season is on the line, and there's nothing you can do to stop Anthony Edwards. I know Jimmy Butler is a really good defender, a really good competitor. I think they're going to go at it, but I think Anthony Edwards is better. One by one, he's knocking off the greats. Right? It was KD last year. Joker, he beat the Joker, and then it right now it's LeBron. Like he's talking his talk to LeBron. Honestly, I'm gonna say he's talking his shit to LeBron, and he's gonna do it to Curry. When he beats Curry, he's gonna do it to Curry. He is one by one, just knocking off the greats, and he's eventually gonna climb the mountaintop and win a championship. I don't know if it's this year, but one by one along the way, he's knocking off the greats, and next up is Curry. I'll take the Timberwolves in 7. I agree. I think this is the best series of the playoffs. But I'll take the Timberwolves in 7. Nobody's gonna beat Anthony Edwards.
James, you have the deciding vote.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a great series. Kind of when I looked at the Rockets Warriors, I wasn't really sure the Warriors could do it, and the next thing you know, they won the first game, and I'm like, oh yeah, like the Rockets kind of are maybe a year early, right? Like I think the Rockets are going to be a really good team in the
They're a
NBA.
year and a player away. They need.
Yeah,
If I'm the
yeah,
Rockets, I'm throwing everything at Giannis if he becomes so available.
yeah, and they're very good, right? And they might be similar, probably not as good as the Thunder were last year, but kind of had that same concern for me, like not quite there yet, right? In terms of fighting to get to the finals. Um, but yeah, man, you kind of compare Anthony Edwards to Jordan, and I like the comparison, but to me, obviously we weren't alive when Jordan was hooping, and we saw a little bit of Kobe. And I mean, I think it's a Kobe mentality. Like the guy just, and they're very similar. Like I don't think you're wrong, Tanner, but like you watch all those documentaries about Kobe and stuff like that. Like that to me is Anthony Edwards. Like just I'm gonna go beat you no matter how I have to. And that's kind of what he's doing to LeBron. I mean, LeBron doesn't score the last 5 minutes of that game, and that's because of Anthony Edwards. Like that's because of him. I'm a big Nas Reed fan. I mean, you know it. I mean, I love Nas Reed, so I'm gonna go T Puppies for sure over the Warriors in that series. Sorry, Johnny.
No, it's okay. It's gonna be a great series. And I will say, love JJ Redick. He had a few coaching malpractices in that.
Yeah,
Before. I mean, he played his guys the entire second half, which is fine, right? You want to go out with your guys, but I thought the action that they ran in the last 5 minutes was awful. If I'm being completely honest, I mean they were way too ISO heavy, and then when you play the entire second half, you don't have your legs to explode and go score. I mean, the times where they got action, they would run a pin down for LeBron, and it worked almost every time, and they just went away from it. But
yeah,
he's smart; he'll learn. So we have the Thunder versus the Timberwolves. If I'm being completely honest, the Thunder are going to eat the Timberwolves alive in this series. The Thunder just have what wins in the NBA right now? It's wings. Talented wings win in the NBA. I know Ant's technically a guard, but I would still classify him as a wing.
yeah.
The Thunder are going to have so many bodies that they can throw at Ant. They're going to throw Jay Williams at Ant. Lou Dort's going to start on him and give him hell. They're going to throw Isaiah Joe at him. They're going to just keep going with the bodies that they can throw at him. So I think the Thunder again wins this 1 in 6. If someone beats the Thunder in a 7-game series, I'm going to genuinely be surprised. I mean, they are just so good. They're so deep, and they can beat you in so many different ways. They can outscore you. They can guard you into dust because they're a top 3 defense in the NBA. And yeah, I'm going to keep saying it. There's not a better team than I saw than Thunder on offense, and there's not a better team I saw than Thunder on defense this year. I saw them live twice, and they are legit.
Yeah, I'll take the Thunder and I want to say 7. I'll go 6. They're just at the end of the day the much better team than Timberwolves. I do think Anthony Edwards and Nas Reed, like they can take over at least a game or two together and combine. I mean, those two can combine for like 60 on any given night. And Rudy Gobert, I do think he poses some problems for the Thunder offensively just because he's a good rim protector and he rebounds, but the Thunder are going to be able to sit down and guard better than the Timberwolves are going to be able to. Um, so I'll take the Thunder at 6. I wouldn't be surprised though if Anthony Edwards, like I don't think you guys understand how much I respect Anthony Edwards. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and wins him a series. Honestly, that's how good I think he is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Thunder. I think they're going to walk to the finals. I really do. I think it's going to be kind of their thing to lose out of the West for sure. So
Yeah, I agree. So we'll get the Cavs Pacers second. Let's assume the Knicks move on to the Celtics. I think the Celtics are going to get a harder approach from the Magic than they are from the Knicks. I think the Celtics are going to walk through the Knicks. I think the Knicks are awful.
Yep.
And I don't know what they need to do to fix it because you look at the roster, they have the big wings, they have the guard. But I think
I
Jalen
know what
Brunson,
they need to do.
what do they need to do?
They need to get rid of Mikal Bridges because Julius Randle, Mikal Bridges, don't like watching them play basketball. I don't know.
It's because he like changed his jump shot now.
Exactly, and I think that's what it is. Like, dude, you're an NBA player. Why do you have an ugly jump shot? Like, come on.
Well, the Knicks didn't beat a good team all year. They beat up on the mid to bottom tier of the East. I mean, I think the Celtics win in 5. I think they breeze through the series.
Yeah, I'll go Celtics in 6. Madison Square Garden is going to be tough to play in, as always. I know the Pistons got to win there last night, but I think the Knicks are good enough to win 2 games. I agree. I think the Celtics are way better. I think, honestly, this is one of those series where I think there's going to be 4 blowouts, and I think it's going to be the Celtics winning the 4 blowouts, and I think there's going to be 2 close games, maybe the ones at Madison Square Garden, and those who watch the playoffs and know that the Knicks get a pretty favorable playoff whistle. I'm assuming they'll get at least 2 games in the series. The league's going to want this to go
Trust me,
as long as possible.
Magic series. But yeah, okay. Anyway, we'll go up to the Cavs and Pacers, and we'll have Tanner go last on this one because we know where he's going, and we can give his whole spiel. But this is an interesting series because Cleveland has the Defensive Player of the Year this year. They have one of the best defenses in the NBA. They have Donovan Mitchell, who's going to be the best player on the court. And when you have those things and those factors, even though the Pacers have the second best depth in the NBA behind the Thunder, with the guys that they can just roll out and throw at you. And Halliburton's been really good for 3.5 of the 5 games in the playoffs. I just think the Pacers are a piece away from and maybe look, they made the East Conference Finals this year. They beat the Cavs. I wouldn't be shocked. But Tanner, I told you this. I think the Pacers are a piece away from winning the NBA championship. And I'm going to take the defense of the Cavs to slow down the Pacers just enough. I do think this goes 7. I think the Cavs win in 7, but anytime you're going to have the best player in the series, which the Cavs will, I'm going to lean that way. And then when you have the best defense in the series as well, I'm also going to lean that way. But I'm going to trust the Pacer depth to at least win 2, probably even 3 games. So I'm going to go Cavs in 7, and I think this is going to be a super entertaining series, even if the casual fan isn't gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm going Cavs in 5 here. Tanner, this is not to spite you at all, I promise. If it was Purdue, for sure, it'd be out of spite. But no, in terms of like the Pacers, I agree with kind of what Johnny said. Like they're really deep, but I think the Cavs are deep as well. But I think the quality of players is much higher than the Pacers. I think when we had our preseason episode with Alex, I think we were all talking about the Cavs, and we were all kind of questioning what they can do, and they have shined, right? I mean, Tanner and I were playing MLB The Show, and next thing you know, he says, "Oh, the Cavs are up 50," and it's like,
yeah,
you don't hear that happen very often, right? And so the Cavs have been very, very impressive. They obviously took care of the Heat. The guard play that they've gotten has been phenomenal. I was really excited to watch the bigs, right? Just having 2 bigs down there that can both play at a high level in this league, and to kind of think they're like kind of they're kind of off from the guards, right? Because they play so well together. The Cavs are really fun to watch, and because of the fact that I think the Pacers are a few years away, and I do think they need to go get a star. I really do. I think they need to go get a superstar. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but I have the Cavs winning this series in 5. But for Tanner's sake, I hope it's an exciting series. So,
yeah, I think it will be an exciting series. I think it's going to go 7. I said this last year when the Pacers played the Knicks. I don't think the Pacers are going to lose at home. in the playoffs. It's Gainbridge Fieldhouse is it doesn't get enough respect at how tough it is to play in the playoffs. It's nuts in there, and the way the Pacers play and how they are capable of shooting the ball, they don't lose at home. So this series comes down to if the Cavs can protect their home court and if the Pacers can steal one on the road. I said that for the Pacers Knicks series last year. They traded home games, and then the Pacers finally won a road game in Game 7. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7 because I don't think the Cavs they're gonna be tough to beat at home. Is it still Quicken Loans Arena? They're gonna be tough to beat there.
It might be Rocket More. I don't know what it is.
Rocket More, yeah, whatever it is. But this series is gonna go 7. The Pacers are the only team in the NBA to beat the Cavs multiple times this year. I think maybe the Celtics might have beat them twice, but the Pacers won the season series 3-1. I'm not going to count the last win by the Pacers because it was the last game of the regular season. Nobody was playing. It was G Leaguers out there. So Pacers technically won the season series 2-1. Over their last 50 games, they have the same exact record. They're both 35-15 over their last 50 games. So I think this series is so evenly matched. I think personnel wise, both teams play 3 guards and 2 bigs, and I think it's going to be fun to watch. Donovan Mitchell probably is the best player on the court, but this is a series where people who don't understand how good Andrew Nembhard is, they're going to find out because he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, and he's going to be on Donovan Mitchell. And Andrew Nembhard is also extremely good in the clutch in the playoffs. His clutch 3-point percentage in the playoffs is 85%. He's going to hit big shots for the Pacers. He is going to slow down Donovan Mitchell, and he's a perfect complement to Tyrese Halliburton on the offensive end. So he's the X factor in this series. I'm going to be biased. I'm going to take the Pacers in 7. I think it goes 7 regardless, but I'm taking the Pacers in 7. They have the playoff experience, right? The Cavs obviously made the conference semifinals last year. Pacers made the conference finals. The Pacers have won a Game 7 in Madison Square Garden just last year. They've won big playoff road games, and I think the Pacers can do it again. So I'm going to take them to win a Game 7 in Cleveland.
Yeah. Fair enough. It'll be good to see. But Cavs Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Again, this will be another rugged, good series. I would go Celtics in 6, just because again, I think their wings are going to overpower at the end of the day. I think the Cavs could very well win the series, but I'm going to trust the Celtics. I mean, how many times have we seen the 1 seeds like this, whether it was the Hawks and during the LeBron years, or you just go on and kind of go on. But I think the Cavs are obviously a step above those teams, but I don't see them winning a championship. So I'm going to go Celtics in 6 to set up what would be, I think, an epic NBA Finals with the Thunder and Celtics.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go T. I agree with what you said, Johnny. What's so impressive to me about the Celtics, obviously, you win a title, and then they say, yeah, we're going to roll that exact same roster out, and we're going to go try to do it again. You don't see that in sports. I mean, you rarely see that in sports. Obviously, basketball is its own entity because they play a 5-man roster, right? Obviously in the NFL, there's a lot of dudes out there, so it's hard to go back to back with your squad. But it's so impressive that Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're doing their thing. They're doing what they did last year. Obviously, they're superstars in this league. They're paid like it, and they're performing like it. And I don't see a world where the Celtics don't come out of the East. I really don't. I think the Cavs pose a bigger threat than the Pacers do. Just my opinion. But Jason Tatum, although he gets a lot of hate in the media for his theatrics and his want to be Kobe Bryant so bad, he's a dog. I mean, he is a dog. And so I'm really excited because I think it's borderline a lock. Thunder Celtics finals is like a lock in my mind. So I'm amped for that.
Yeah, if it's Cavs Celtics, I'm taking the Celtics in 6. I think the Celtics, obviously, that championship pedigree, that championship DNA. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, I don't know how the Cavs stop them.
No.
Mobley can guard one of them, but who's going to guard the other? And that's why I think the Celtics. That's why I think the Cavs are a bad matchup for the Celtics. I think that's why the Pacers, they don't match up well with the Celtics if they were to get there. So I mean, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Who's going to guard him? I don't know. So that's why I'm going to say Celtics in 6.
Yeah, I'm a well-known Jason Tatum backer. He was fantastic against the Magic, and I think he's the most overhated player in the NBA. I mean,
Totally
if you
agree.
watch this guy play, man, I mean, very few people can do what he can do at 6'9". Like he's fantastic. He's a
It's
top center
nonchalant.
in the NBA.
It's so nonchalant.
I mean, it's so smooth. I
Yep.
mean, the Magic were one of the best defense, and I watched more of Jason Tatum obviously this year than the Magic, but the Magic really stands out because they were hacking the Celtics, they're being physical with them, and Tatum was just giving it to them. I mean, like 36, 31, 28, just smooth and casual.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. But if we get a championship of Thunder versus Celtics, I think the Celtics meet their match. I think this is a great matchup for the Thunder. They can match up with the Celtics wings really well. They have the length, they have the bodies to be able to throw at Brown and Tatum. So I think the Thunder would win this in 5 or 6 or 7. So I'm going to go the Thunder in 6. And Tanner, you talk about how good the Pacers home arena is. I mean, the Thunder, when everyone wear all blue, just electric in there. I mean, it is awesome. So give me the Thunder, give me the Shea. They took their licks in the playoffs. They were a play-in team 2 years ago. They were the 1 seed last year, lost in the conference finals. Now it's time for them to go win a championship. And I fully believe the Thunder are the team to beat to win the championship. And I think that they're gonna not walk through the playoffs, but it won't be too much of a struggle to win it all.
I'm going to take the Celtics in 7. Everybody's taking the Thunder. I think they're the best team in NBA, but the Celtics have been there. They've done that. I know it's hard to go back-to-back in this league, but Jason Tatum got pretty disrespected over the offseason. Didn't win a finals MVP, which I thought was right. Jaylen Brown deserved it. And then he basically didn't play on the Olympic team and got memed about it all offseason. So, like, he has a chip on his shoulder, and that's dangerous because he's already an NBA champion. Arguably, I mean, he might be a top 5 player in NBA, like, right now. Like, and he has a chip on his shoulder. He's on probably the second best team, the defending champs, and they're gonna be there again. Like, I'm pretty certain the Celtics are gonna be in the finals, and if they get there, I think Jason Tatum wants to go win Finals MVP, and I could see him taking over a couple games in that series and winning this in 7. I'm not afraid. Like, if the Celtics were to go play in Oklahoma City in a game 7, that home court is raucous. It's tough.
Unreal.
But
Yeah,
if anybody were to do it in a game 7 there, it'd be the Celtics. And I'm going to take the Celtics to do it in 7.
All right, James, no pressure.
Yeah, right. None at all. No, literally none. I don't know. Like, truthfully, like, we talk about home environments. Obviously, unless I don't really know. Every team's gonna have a good home environment unless you're in Memphis, probably, right? Like,
You're hating on Memphis.
I do. I hate the Memphis Grizzlies. I absolutely do. And it's not because of Zach Edey. Don't get that twisted. It's not because of him.
Memphis
I picked him to win Rookie of the Year. So, and he obviously didn't. Shout out to Stephon Castle. But anyway, I like the Thunder here. I do. I think the Thunder are going to win the finals. But boy, that would be a great series. It has to go 7. The country deserves that game to go 7. The world, I mean, because frankly, the NBA is kind of worldwide. So the world deserves that finals to go 7. I will say this. I said it when we were breaking down the series before. I think Jalen Williams wins Finals MVP. Like,
that would be shocking.
He is on a tear, dude, and I'm so happy for it. I love when we have our superstars, right? Every team's got their superstar, right? When we're talking about the conference finals, you got your studs, but like I like when the second guy or the third option kind of just shines in that moment, and I think Jalen Williams got the opportunity to do it. I really do. So excited for that series. If that happens, I do think it's going to happen. Like, really, I mean, I would be curious to look at the Vegas odds for a Thunder Celtics matchup. I don't think it probably wouldn't be crazy at all. But that would be awesome. But I agree with what you said, Johnny, about Jason Tatum. Like, he gets a lot of hate, and what do you want him to do? He's averaging over 30 points a game. Like, he's doing his thing. Sorry that he's a good dad, right? Like, he does wait. Like, Deuce better be this stud. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I've never been so, like, I go on social media and I see a thing about Deuce, and I'm like, I don't really care. Like I don't care about your kid. Like as long as he's, maybe he's going to be a great hooper someday. But man, he gets a lot of hate. But anyway, I really think the Thunder get it done. They're deep.
Yeah.
Home court advantage would be unreal. My favorite part about that, the blue shirts was when they put a guy in the jumbo screen that wasn't wearing the shirt, and they basically like forced him
into it. That's awesome. That's how it should be.
That's how it should be. Exactly. That's how it should be. So shout out to the Thunder. OKC, they got it going on, and I think they get a finals, and I think they got a parade. So
that'd be awesome. But yeah, I mean, like, what do you say? You go see.
I said everybody's gearing up for Thunder Celtics, but like I'm thinking about Timberwolves Pacers right now.
That would be awesome too. Imagine that. That would be awesome.
That'd be sick. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Rolls in 5, but that's besides.
Yeah,
but just messing. Like I mean, Tatum gets hated for everything. Like, I'm sorry. What would be your reaction if you just won the NBA championship after getting beat down time and time before? Like,
I'd probably pass out.
Probably my own reaction, not someone else's.
Let him be. Sorry. What would be your reaction if you were the cover of 2K? I would cry too. He's one of us. Anyway, I would stand.
I hate 2K. I'm so bad at 2K. So
I'm so bad at 2K. I was on rec last night, just giving it to people. But so before we get out of here, I'm gonna ask you guys your one biggest takeaway of the MLB season so far, and I hope no one takes mine because I think I have a good one. So Tanner, in a Spark Notes version, what is your biggest takeaway of the MLB season a month in?
Wow, biggest takeaway. Probably, honestly, kind of what I want to talk about right now a little bit is the Dodgers pitching rotation is so banged up right now. And like, I think their roster is better than everybody else. So I would say my biggest takeaway is like how injured the Dodgers are, plus like that incredible start from some other teams in our division. Like, my biggest takeaway right now is that I don't know if the Dodgers necessarily are a lock to win that division. I still would pick them today, but like that was a division that I never thought would be up for like any question on who would win it. And right now I would say that like there's some real value on the Padres right now to win it because of how injured the Dodgers are. So I would say my biggest takeaway is that the NL West is actually kind of a battle right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is a battle going up to the last week or two of September.
Yeah.
My takeaway. I got two little takeaways. One, boy, the Colorado Rockies are so bad at baseball.
Yep.
And I'm really excited for them to have like 40 wins, 32 wins in the year. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to clip when I said they were going to be the worst team. It's so bad. It is like watching me play GOAT on MLB The Show. Like, it is so bad at how they have an inability to score runs. And it's just, it's really bad. But my big takeaway is that every single team and every single player is playing in the Aaron Judge league. It is his league. He is the best player in the league. I understand Shohei just had a child, but boy, like Aaron Judge is they're talking about, can the guy hit 400?
Yeah.
If that's a realistic question. I understand we're a month in, but when you're on ESPN and next thing you know, they're asking all the analysts, can Aaron Judge hit 400? And you're like, what? He's a guy who hits 50 plus home runs.
Yeah.
Hitting 400 is absurd, but the guy is unbelievable. I think there's a world where he's underrated. Like, I really do, because all we hear about is and Tanner hates it, right? The Dodgers and the Cubs have played so often this year, and all we hear is Shohei. And he sucked against the Cubs. He was really bad against the Cubs. But Aaron Judge just kind of doesn't always get talked about because it is kind of the Shohei era because he got paid $1 billion. But Aaron Judge, man, he is the best player in the MLB right now. And it is his world, and he's just lucky enough to play for the New York Yankees. Like, what an awesome guy. I mean, I've never seen the Yankees come to town with him actually playing. I did go to a Cubs-Yankees game last year, which was a good time, but I don't think Aaron Judge was playing. And so Aaron Judge is my favorite player to watch in MLB, and I think it's his league. So
yeah. Well, I think the biggest takeaway is just the Rays 5-game winning streak that just came off. Just good program over there. Rays Postcast live after every Rays game.
Yeah, how's that going?
Been in there. Tanner asked a really good question, the first ever Rays Postcast.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's been lit. During the win streak, we had numbers in there. It's been fun. But my biggest takeaway is how much better the NL is than the AL. I mean, just top to bottom, it's not really close. When I look at the AL, I'm like, who's gonna make the World Series? Like the Yankees are only 3.5 games up on the Rays, and the Rays are a game below 500 right now. And before that 5-game win streak, they weren't good. Like, are you gonna tell me that the Tigers are gonna make the World Series? No, they have the best pitcher in baseball, but I was like, no. Like Seattle, no. How much do you still trust Houston? Like, I think the Rangers could be the best team in the American League, and they're 2 games over 500. But you look at the National League; these are teams I can see in the World Series. The Mets, the Phillies. Oh, the Cubs need to get about 4 arms, Tanner, if they want to make the World Series. I think the Cubs. You said the Cubs win a World Series. The Cubs have the offense to win a World Series, but right now the Cubs are a really good regular season team.
They're 3 arms away. Tanner and I have talked about it.
They need a pitcher and 2 bullpen guys to, I think, to even.
The thing is, they have probably honestly the best farm in the league. So like they can go get it.
It's time to go. Horton's unbelievable, and he'll be up soon. He's got to be up.
Look, I hope so. So let me throw it back. I think the Mets, the Phillies, the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Diamondbacks. If any of those teams made the World Series, I would not be surprised. And I'm not even counting the Giants, who are half game back of the Dodgers. I just can't see them in the World Series. Yeah. So, and when you get that depth in the NL compared to how kind of sparse the AL is, for the Rays fan, it's good because the Rays could win 85 games and make a wild card, honestly. So we'll see what happens. Again, we're just a month in. I've always said it. You cannot lose a division. You cannot win a division before Memorial Day, but you sure can lose it. So that's why it was important, selfishly, for the Rays to go out west and they swept the Padres. So come on, Rays up. What are you guys talking about? It's Steinbrenner Field, 10,000 people every night rocking. But yeah, I mean it's good. And Tanner said this, I think maybe the first year we did the podcast, and it really kind of resonated. Like baseball is the best because you get to watch your favorite team every day. Yep. And it's just it's always good to see. But we'll wrap it there. It was good to be back. We will be more consistent from now on because I'm not traveling every other week, even though I am going to Chicago this weekend for graduation. But outside of that, I will be home for at least 2 weeks. So we will at least have 1 episode a week. I was thinking, I'll tell you guys on here, maybe we can even do a hockey episode. I have some connections in the hockey realm. And maybe we could get something like that on here because the hockey playoffs have been electric. Obviously, I've watched Tampa and Florida. And the hockey playoffs have been really fun to start out. But you boys have anything else before we get on out of here?
No, go Cubbies. Let's go.
Go Cubs, go.
Anyway, sing it loud. Come on.
All right, if you guys made it all the way end, like, subscribe, and send it to someone, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Peace.